welcome back to the David67 YouTube Celtic News channel. Just thought it would be time now that we're mid-afternoon to do a wee transfer update now that there's around about 8.5 hours to go before the end of the Scottish winter transfer window, which shuts at 23:30 this evening. Still waiting for confirmation that Adam Idah is definitely coming to us on loan. He's passed his medical yesterday. He arrived in Glasgow and was at the Lennox Town training facility yesterday, but as yet there is no formal confirmation that Celtic have signed Idah on loan for the remainder of the season. There has been quite mixed reception among the fans and the pundits. There have been several pundits, such as Brian Gunn, the ex-Aberdeen and Norwich player, also the dad of Angus Gunn, the Scottish international keeper currently. And Angus Gunn is a player that is said to be on Celtic's radar as a new goalkeeper in the summer 24 transfer window. Anyway, getting back to Brian Gunn's opinion, he was saying that Adam Idah could well be the player to help Celtic win the title. And he was saying that the reason that Idah's goals per game ratio is relatively poor is lack of creativity and chances being provided to him by his teammates. So I thought I would do a wee bit of research of the stats, looking at, in comparison, Kyogo this season, Bojan Miovski this season, Lauren Shankland this season, and Adam Idah this season. And actually, Adam Idah is top of the charts. With that, he has the best shots per goal conversion rate. Idah has stats this year of 3.25 shots per goal, so a conversion rate of 28.6. In contrast, Miovski 4.25 shots per goal, Shankland 4.36 shots per goal, and this season Kyogo 5.25 shots per goal. And so clearly Idah needs one shot less than Miovski and Shankland to score a goal this season, and 1.5 shots, 1 3/4 shots less to score a goal than Kyogo this season. Also thought I would have a wee look at Kyogo's stats with Celtic the last 2 years, and in essence, Kyogo at his best in 2022-23 season, he was sitting at 2.92 shots per goal, and in his first season, 21-22, it was 3.25 shots per goal. So in essence, using the stats, using the rationale that if Idah's given a chance, how frequently he'll put that chance away, he's doing better than Miovski, Shankland and Kyogo this season, and his stats are just a wee bit worse than Kyogo in his first season, and a wee bit worse again compared to Kyogo in his best season last year. And so it may well be that Idah is, if he's given chances, better than his stats would suggest from more simple analysis. And indeed, there were many compliments for how well he played against Virgil van Dijk when he was playing for Ireland against Holland earlier this year. And a lot of his teammates at club and international level have said that Idah if he is confident, will do very well at Celtic. So here's hoping. So hopefully that deal gets over the line in the next few hours, and Idah, who should be fully match fit, can get into the squad for the game against Aberdeen on Saturday. Now, one definite player leaving, that's Marco Tilio. He, after the Asian Cup finishes in the next week or two, will be going back to Melbourne, which is where we bought him from last summer. He's going on a loan for the remainder of the season. The Australian season usually runs October to May, with the last league games in April, and then there's a playoff system leading towards the grand final champion. And so, in theory, if all goes well, Marco Tilio will be back at Celtic at the end of their season, which is also the end of our season, and so hopefully fully fit and ready for pre-season training. And it would be hoped that with that full pre-season training, he'll be fully integrated into the squad, fully used to Scottish life, and fully used to the Scottish systems. And I personally, from all the various different highlights of Tilio in international football and in Australian soccer football in the last couple of years, does look a very, very talented player, tremendous amount of pace, and also very good at creating and scoring goals. So hopefully Celtic get the player next season from him that we thought we were getting this season. So Tilio definitely out. As we speak, Mikey Johnston is having a medical with a view to going to West Brom on loan for the remainder of the season. He then will be coming back to Celtic, and at the same time, David Turnbull is having a medical at Cardiff with a view to £2 million transfer fee. Celtic deciding to take the transfer money in the January window rather than letting Turnbull sign on a pre-contract and then remain hanging about at Celtic for the next 4 or 5 months, waiting to go to Cardiff. And so it does look like both those players are practically out of the club. Johnston will be coming back, but David Turnbull will be gone for good. A rather shocking news coming out of Celtic this morning was that Celtic are actually looking currently to move James Forrest on. Does seem a wee bit harsh for me that suddenly on the last day of the winter transfer window it's announced that James Forrest is available for loan or transfer. He has played 483 games for Celtic, scored over 100 goals for Celtic, scored a goal every season for 15 seasons in a row, and has given Celtic 15 years of very dedicated, high-quality service, and so it does seem a wee bit of a rush and unfair to kind of kick him out the door without any ceremony or any chance for the Celtic fans to sing his name and thank him for his 15 years of service. However, it may well be that nobody comes in for him, and that Forrest announces at the end of the season that he's retiring from first team football, maybe moving into coaching, etc., or at least gives Celtic a chance to say goodbye to him. Now, I did a video earlier this morning, all full of enthusiasm regarding us signing a left back from Paris Saint-Germain on loan. That was Levin Kurzawa. The general feedback is everybody was very impressed with how good he looked. His stats are good, his experience is good, and say all his defensive stats and skills all stand up to be high quality. Did look like at that point that Celtic and Paris Saint-Germain had some negotiations regarding fees and shares of Kurzawa's wages. However, it now appears that Paris Saint-Germain want a significant amount of money to let Celtic take Kurzawa away on loan, plus they want Celtic to pay the whole £89,000 per week of Kurzawa's wages. I think at that level of large loan fee plus £89,000 a week for 4 months, I think many of us would agree that is not really feasible for Celtic. That would put him on about treble Celtic's highest paid players, such as McGregor, Kyogo, CCV, O'Reilly, etc. And so it looks like that deal is going to die a death. Celtic appear to have been a couple of inquiries regarding a young 21-year-old Spanish left back who is currently backup left back at Wolves, Hugo Bueno, but Wolves are very keen for him to remain in their squad as he provides cover for left back, left midfield, and out wide on the left. And although he is the backup left back, he has had regular substitute appearances nonetheless this season. And so that deal looks like it also will not be going through. Celtic are said to be still frantically searching for a good quality left back to come in and replace Greg Taylor for the next month or so, while Taylor recovers from injury, and then being a backup left back for the rest of the season. Quite who these players that Celtic are exploring, goodness knows, but hopefully something does transpire. Otherwise, we're stuck with Bernabei for the rest of the next 3 or 4 weeks. It would appear that the Gustav Lagerbielke loan-to-buy deal to Lecce is now officially off. Lecce were looking for some form of confirmation if Lagerbielke was coming or not coming by midnight last night, and then that was extended to breakfast time this morning. The Italian window shuts at 7 o'clock our time, and so it does not look like Lagerbielke is now going to be going to Lecce and will be staying at Celtic, providing cover for CCV and his injury proneness. So the official line, with about 8 hours to go to the transfer window shutting as I speak between 3 and 3:30 on Thursday afternoon. The official line from Celtic is they're still hopeful of getting the Idah deal over the line and bringing in another player or two on loan in addition to that. There haven't been any names or specific positions, although, as I said, they're said to be still searching for a top quality left back on loan to fill in for Taylor. There are also quite a lot of rumblings that Rodgers isn't happy and that the Celtic players and Callum McGregor aren't happy. Well, I think there probably will be universal thoughts from all Celtic fans all around Scotland, Ireland, and the world that we're not happy either. This transfer window has been, as I said yesterday, chaotic, confusing, a bit of a fiasco, and I think the blame lies with everybody. And Rodgers, I think, has a lot of the blame to be taken, and it does not feel like he, the board, and the recruiting team, scouting team are working together at all well, unlike how well that appeared to work under Ange, where there was a better policy, better coordination, and very clear forward planning of having deals ready to be signed and brought in on day one. And apart from Ange's first transfer window, where things were rather frantic given how short he had been at the club prior to that starting, I think apart from that first transfer window, things were always well run. Not all the players obviously panned out to be as good as was hoped, but we did get some very, very good signings. Kyogo, Hatate, Maeda, CCV, Jota, O'Reilly, as examples. So, may well do another video later on today. Really depends on what transpires over the course of the next 8 hours or so, and all the details, etc., were accurate up to 3:30 this afternoon on Thursday, prior to the transfer window shutting at 11:30 tonight. So, chat again later, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, when I'll do a general roundup. And so, for the moment, goodbye and hail, hail.